Good evening, Bloomington. The worst Pacers season in over 3 decades finally draws to a close after what felt like a 3-decade-long season for Pacers fans.
Like many users in this gym, Adam Howard grew up on the game of basketball. His father, grandpa, and uncles all coached or played at the collegiate level. So, when Adam's playing career came to an end in high school, he was not quite ready to call it the end of his basketball experience. When he got to Indiana, he decided he was going to take on a new level of basketball experience to continue chasing his dreams.
On top of having the experience of playing in a national championship game, Ryan also has a valuable memory of scoring IU's game-winning goal to win them the Big Ten Conference title. And guess what? He did all of that on a broken toe, thanks to a little bit of bad luck here on this field. Good evening, Bloomington. The college basketball season officially came to an end this week, with champions being crowned in Minneapolis and the Big Easy. The road to New Orleans was a wild one, with stops in Dayton for the Hoosiers, upsets galore in Indy, and a historic loss for Purdue and Philly. But it all boils down to 2 powerhouse programs playing for a banner near Bourbon Street. For the IU women's tennis team, Saturday's victory over Iowa became their first win in Big Ten play this season. However, Nebraska's matchup on Sunday did not provide a similar result, as the Hoosiers lost to the Cornhuskers by a score of 4-3. The Indiana women's softball team hosted in-state opponent Notre Dame here at Andy Moore Field in Bloomington, Indiana on Tuesday evening. However, Notre Dame was the team that came up victorious by a final score of 8-5. The Fighting Irish eventually came up victorious thanks to a 4-run inning in the 8th, now moving to 32-9 on their season, and the Hoosiers moving to 23-13 overall in theirs. The Hoosier women's record now moves to 8-9 on the season, as well as 1-3 in Big Ten Conference play, but the Hoosiers are going to look to bounce back on Saturday, April 2nd, as they host rival Purdue here in Bloomington. Reporting for the IU Media School, I'm Alex Null. Between COVID issues, injuries, and the decision to rebuild ahead of this February's trade deadline, the finale of this year came against the Nets in Brooklyn on Sunday. Rick Carlisle's first season with Indiana has been a struggle, but on the other end, the Nets just need a win to lock up the 7th seed in the East. Second quarter, Lance Stephenson fires a pass to Halliburton in the corner, who nails the 3, one of the Pacers' key additions this season. Later in the second, it's going to be Lance Stephenson again with a nice dish to Buddy Hield, who slams it down to bring the Pacers within 15. But before the half, Kevin Durant with an easy transition dunk to extend the Nets' lead. The Nets dominated the Pacers on both ends for the majority of the game, including this nice finish from Kyrie Irving. The Nets lock up the 7th seed in the East with a win over the Pacers by a score of 134-126 and move on to play the Cavaliers in the play-in tournament. It's 1-seeded Kansas squaring up against 8-seed North Carolina for all the marbles. In first half, R.J. Davis here going to drive and score the tough bucket to put North Carolina up by a dozen, as North Carolina led by 15 at the break. For the first play of the second half, however, Kansas's David McCormick begins a Jayhawk second half comeback with this alley-oop dunk off the feed from Harris Jr. Later in the second half, Christian Braun pulls Kansas within 1 on this transition layup to continue the fiery Jayhawk comeback. Now, under a minute, Armando Bacot drives to the rim, but turns the ball over as he rolls his ankle, and Bacot would leave and not return to the game. So, with no Bacot, Kansas went straight to their big man down low, and McCormick scores in the low post to put Kansas up 3 with 20 seconds remaining. Ensuing Tar Heel possession, Brady Manick, off the rebound, turns the ball over with 4 seconds left, minimizing North Carolina's chances. But, as Lee Corso has often said, not so fast, my friend, as Harris Jr. steps out of bounds off the inbounds pass, giving the ball right back to the Heels. So, with 4 seconds to go, Caleb Love takes the inbounds pass, fires the shot, and airballs the 3 as time expires, breaking the hearts of those in Chapel Hill as Kansas completes the largest comeback ever in a national championship game. Bill Self and the Kansas Jayhawks come up victorious this March, defeating North Carolina 72-69 and securing off-season bragging rights for the Jayhawk faithful. The Masters enters the final round on Sunday with just 7 players under par, And for the second day, the new world number 1, Scotty Scheffler, is in the front of the field. The final pairing at Augusta features the 25-year-old Texan Scotty Scheffler and world number 5, Australian Cameron Smith. Sunday at Augusta included Tiger Woods, only 14 months removed from a car accident that questioned his ability to even walk again. Playing in his traditional Sunday red, Tiger left the final hole smiling to the patrons, proving to the fans and even himself once again that he can overcome all obstacles in his path. However, the story of the tournament was world number 1, Scotty Scheffler, and his push for a major title. After Cam Smith's amazing start, Scotty hit this immaculate bump and run on the 3rd hole to chip in for birdie, weathering the fiery hot start from Aussie Cam Smith and extending his lead. Nice little fist pump there. Now to the 7th. After a beautiful drive, he follows it up with a beautiful approach. Scheffler does, spinning it back to about 4 feet, where he would capitalize here for birdie to put himself 4 shots ahead of Smith. Now to the historic 12th hole, where Cam Smith does his best 2016 Jordan Spieth impersonation by putting his tee shot in the water, and he would go on and make a triple bogey 6 on the hole. Scheffler would take advantage of the lead with birdies on 14 and the par 5 15th to give himself a comfortable stroll up the 18th fairway, where patrons admired his brilliant play. Scheffler would tap in on the 18th to finish with a final round 71 and 3 shots clear of Northern Irishman Rory McIlroy to win his first green jacket and his first major in his career. Scheffler now becomes the 9th youngest player to win the Masters, as he soaks in the moment with a big hug from his wife Meredith, becoming a major champion at just 25 years old. Scheffler has now won 4 times in his last 7 starts and has truly anointed himself as the best golfer in the world.
Because when you're playing high school basketball, all you can think of is playing the rest of your life. Like, my dream was always to just keep playing until I couldn't.
Like many years in this gym, Adam Howard grew up on the game of basketball. His father, grandpa, and uncles all coached or played at the collegiate level. So, when Adam's playing career came to an end in high school, he was not quite ready to call it the end of his basketball experience. When he got to Indiana, he decided he was going to take on a new level of basketball experience to continue chasing his dreams.
So I'm the head student manager. I'm a senior with the Indiana men's basketball program. Head manager title meant a lot to me because it showed kind of my work ethic and my journey through the program. I would say it's all encompassing. Everything you can possibly think of that we could do, we do.
As a senior, Adam has filled his days by assisting with daily practice, game days, helping the players and coaches, and gaining invaluable experiences within the Indiana men's basketball program.
So I've grown so much in my 4 years as a human being and as a basketball mind. So, which Indiana is perfect because it's a blue blood in basketball. I've worked for countless great coaches. Now working for two coaching staffs has been great because that's double the people and information that I've been able to learn. So, so many people that I'm thankful for, and very grateful for those experiences.
Of course, managing for a blue blood program like Indiana comes with many memorable moments, but what's one that stands out to Adam the most?
When people ask me that, I always say when Coach Knight came back for the Purdue game. And that was an incredible day because we knew about it. We spoke to the team beforehand. We got to see him speak to the team. Like, it was such a great day. Mark Cuban was in our locker room. We got to meet Mark Cuban. Seeing Coach Knight's been unbelievable. He's been around like a handful of times this year, and I got to meet him and shake his hand and thank him, and that's been incredible.
While Adam has been rewarded plenty in his role, it didn't come without sacrifice, especially within parts of a normal college lifestyle.
It's been a challenge, but I wouldn't change anything because I wanted to be the best manager I can be, and I want to be the best son and brother I can be. If people are asking for advice, find out what you want to do in life and pursue it full-heartedness. If you want to be a manager here, make it happen. I worked for 2 head coaches. I worked for 2 different staffs, so there's no one way to do it, and I wouldn't change anything in my path. So,
as Adam's time at Indiana comes to a close, a new chapter of his life awaits him, with basketball inevitably being at the heart of his future. Reporting for the IU Media School, I'm Alex Null.
When I came here, I wasn't fully sure if I would be playing or when I would play or if I ever would play here, honestly. So I'm really proud of myself that I've gotten to a spot where I'm playing a lot of minutes.
IU senior Ryan Wittenbrink has had quite a memorable collegiate soccer career so far in Bloomington. From playing through a pandemic, scoring game-winning goals, and playing in a national championship, Ryan has experienced moments that not all college athletes get to experience and holds them as valuable memories.
I think probably my most proud moment was playing in national championship a little under a year ago. Yeah, a little under a year ago, which was probably my favorite moment of sports that I've ever had in my life. Definitely the coolest atmosphere I've ever played in, probably will ever play in, unless hopefully we make it back next fall.
On top of having the experience of playing in a national championship game, Ryan also has a valuable memory of scoring IU's game-winning goal to win them the Big Ten Conference title. And guess what? He did all of that on a broken toe, thanks to a little bit of bad luck here on this field.
So I actually broke my toe 2 days before that game, so I did not think I was going to play, and then I didn't play up until probably 5-10 minutes left in the game. It's crazy feeling after, because I wasn't even expecting to play, and then once I scored, honestly, I've obviously seen videos of it, but I don't really remember. You kind of just black out and go crazy, and then there was a dog pile. I do remember barely being able to breathe at the bottom of the pile, but it's the most happy I've ever been to not be able to breathe. So,
with game-winning goals and playing in a national championship game already under his belt, Ryan looks forward to having soccer continue to be part of his future.
So I definitely striving to play professional soccer after I'm done here. So definitely hoping and need to have a solid year this coming fall, and then hopefully that opens professional opportunities for me. Put all the marbles in that basket and see what happens and go from there.
Thanks to a redshirt season to start his collegiate career, Wittenbrink has one last crack at running it back with his Hoosier squad to create more memorable moments. Reporting for IU Media School, I'm Alex Null.